Hey, what's going on guys, Chris here, and today I'm going to be talking about the idea of a futuristic Battlefield game. It's only a matter of time before Battlefield leaves present day warfare behind and jumps into the future. And I was thinking of the possibilities that the next Battlefield game is going to make this shift forwards in time to a futuristic setting. Pretty much every recent game in the Battlefield franchise has been set in current times. Battlefield 2 was, the Bad Company series was, Battlefield 3 and 4 were, and now Hardline with a slight twist on the whole warfare theme, but nevertheless it's still based in a present day setting. Now it wouldn't be the first time that Battlefield's dipped its toes in a futuristic setting, as a game called Battlefield 2142 came out back in 2006, which released on PC. It took place in the 22nd century during a new Ice Age event where the European Union and the Pan-Asian Coalition went to war, battling over remaining land. Modern day military themes have been pretty dried out recently, and jumping into the future seems to be a current trend for a lot of shooters. Of course, the main obvious example of a series doing this would be Call of Duty. Although it didn't progress far into the future like in Battlefield 2142, Advanced Warfare still went further than the last games had gone before it. And Black Ops 3 is the next game in their series that takes place in a similar era. Now for the history lesson. In the big wide world of video games, everyone seems to loosely follow each other. If something becomes popular and successful in another franchise, then developers might borrow said ideas from other current games. Back when Battlefield was born in 2002, DICE's brand new baby was set as a World War II shooter in the form of Battlefield 1942. Well, guess who else brought out a World War II game just a year after this? That's right, Infinity Ward did with its first Call of Duty game, and before both of these was Medal of Honor, which came out in 1999. And you know what? That was also a World War II shooter. FPS games in the past all mainly took place back in the World War. I guess you could say that it was a trend back then. And after a good few years of World War II action, the era started to get overused and gamers wanted a change. DICE decided to make this change in 2005 when they brought out Battlefield 2 on PC and Battlefield 2 Modern Combat for consoles. The idea of a modern military styled game got Infinity Ward excited, and gave them a good excuse to work on one for their Call of Duty series in the form of COD 4 Modern Warfare, which came out in 2007. It turned out that it was a bloody hugely successful excuse, and an idea that really paid off for them. It brought the whole modern day warfare setting into the limelight, and turned the Call of Duty franchise into a pop culture phenomenon. Infinity Ward's new pride and joy became the poster child for a new era of modern shooters, which hugely and downright obviously influenced many other games that came out after it. Battlefield continued to be set in present day for years after, with the Bad Company series and Battlefields 3 and 4. Now, the past couple of years, the once praised idea of modern military shooters has led to an oversaturated market. A lot of gamers are tired of shooting people in deserts and war zones with M16s, and the modern day shooter has now got the same problem that its World War II predecessors had. So, to spice things up a little bit, Call of Duty has more recently started to experiment with its eras, bringing out games based in the not too distant future, far enough to bring some new gameplay mechanics like exosuits to the table, but nothing too batshit crazy to keep it plausible in a real world setting. So what does this all boil down to? Like I said earlier, developers like to use already existing ideas and apply these to their own games with their own gameplay systems. At the end of the day, there's only three ways you can move a game: into the past, keep it with the present, or jump into the future. Because the whole futuristic warfare idea is a popular thing to do in shooters at the moment, there's a really good chance that we'll see the next Battlefield game step into the future, whether that be in the form of Battlefield 5 or a spin-off title. The idea of bringing back Battlefield 2142 as a new game, or release it as Battlefield 2143, could even be something that could happen. DICE has already brought out a newer version of Battlefield 1942 in the form of Battlefield 1943. So the probability of them doing this again with its future variation is definitely a possibility. Now, although DICE has been working on Star Wars Battlefront and have temporarily passed the Battlefield franchise over to Visceral Games, who've worked on Hardline, DICE might have used Hardline to bridge the gap between Battlefield 4 and a possible Battlefield 5, which they could have a team working on. DICE have said that Star Wars Battlefront will be a completely different game to Battlefield, and if this is true, and it does feel like a totally different game, which it should do, then the next Battlefield title might make that transition into the future. Whether it be a huge jump into the future, bringing mech suits, flying space shuttles, laser guns and maybe even walkers back from 2142, or whether it takes a similar approach to Call of Duty, where it goes far enough into the future to make the setting feel futuristic, but not too futuristic, if you know what I mean. Now, in Battlefield 4's DLC pack Final Stand, DICE actually decided to play around with some unique futuristic-like prototype weapons and vehicles like the hover tank, the XD-1 Accipiter, and of course that deadly one-shot kill Rorsch railgun. Could this be a hint for what's to come with the next Battlefield? It's hard to say. It might be a clue that the next big Battlefield game will be set in the future, or it might just be a bit of fun. But it's definitely the right time for Battlefield to make a shift forwards with completely different setting and era. There's just so many ideas that could be applied to the Battlefield franchise that take advantage of futuristic technology, and I think it could be a nice change from the last few games that we've seen. Anyway, I'm all up for a new Battlefield game that takes place in the future, whether that be Battlefield 5 or something else. And I'm really confident that it probably won't be all that long until we hear about one in the works. Of course, at the time that this video has been put up, there isn't anything announced, leaked or confirmed on a new Battlefield title. But I think it's safe to say that even if the next title doesn't go forwards in time, there's a very good chance that Battlefield could head into the future at some point soon. So these are just a bunch of ideas and theories of why I think a new futuristic Battlefield game is something that could be round the corner. Anyway, that's just about it for this video. Let me know what you think about a possible futuristic Battlefield game. Do you want one? Are you happy about staying in present day? Or maybe you want to go back to World War II, which honestly is another solid possibility. Let me know down in the comments. I'll be talking more about Battlefield and loads of other games on my channel, so make sure you subscribe to stay updated. And if you enjoyed this video, give that like button a smack. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next one.